Oh shoot, my video didn't start. What's up, everybody? We're here. Usually I have my opening video, man. It didn't work, but welcome everybody to World at War Comics. I got my good buddy Mark, Tiny Spawny, and then back again for issue 4, Mr. Daniel Henriques and Jonathan Glapion. Guys, thanks for always hanging out with us, man. I'm so excited. It's been a little bit because we had a slight delay on issue 4. It's finally here. And I was just telling you, as much as I love this series, this was by far my favorite issue. Just so much going on. The art's amazing. The storytelling is great. Congratulations. So before we get into anything, man, how are you guys doing?
Good. Working.
Doing pretty good already. Getting ahead of on those next issues.
Yeah.
Survived the ice storm. So
the last time
we finally got electricity. Yeah, we didn't have power for a week. We had to stay in an Airbnb for a week.
Oh wow!
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
Yeah, there's some people. That didn't have power for like over 2 weeks. I think.
Oh,
our neighbor across the street didn't have power for 2 weeks. Yeah,
wow.
That's
it was crazy.
Insanely cold. So we couldn't take our dogs to the Airbnb. So we had to keep checking on them every day. And it was like we tried to like rough it and stay. And then one night it was just like my pillow in my bed was so cold. I was like, no, can't do it. So yeah.
You don't have Eskimo ancestry. You can deal with it.
No.
Yeah, we just got like about a foot of snow where I'm at, and it just finally melted like 2 days ago. It's finally gone.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
And then things have been crazy everywhere. Here in Portugal, it was floods and crazy rain and everything. Like we have like cities like almost underwater. It's been pretty crazy, but nothing compared. Some of the images that Jonathan would show me of Nashville, it almost looked like a ice storm post-apocalyptic movie. That was crazy.
Yeah, like trees exploding everywhere, just breaking everywhere.
Oh yeah, I was hearing about that.
Yeah, it was a real thing.
Yeah.
Our neighbor's tree fell on her house.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
You get into some of these states here in the South, we're not built for cold like that, man. I don't think we have the infrastructure or anything. So when that happens, like I'm like in mid Texas near San Antonio. It got cold for one day. We got a little bit of ice, but that was it. But Dallas got hit fairly good. I heard Oklahoma got hit really bad too during that time.
Yeah.
No, Tennessee got hit really hard. I'm glad you're okay though, and okay. And
it was just annoying. I was on a roll. It's like, nah. So
you still got your pages done though, right, Jonathan?
Not while I didn't work for that week. I didn't work. Just shuffling the whole family around and all that stuff.
That's such a pain in the ass, man.
It is what it is. Yep.
Yeah. Well, it looks like your house, no damage or anything like that, right?
No, we're fine. Yeah, we didn't have any. Yeah.
But you, Daniel, any floods hit your house?
Well, I live in a building. There was like our roof got messed up, our attics, and I'm in the right side of the building. The left side, all of the people actually got infiltrations in their house pretty bad, in their apartments pretty bad. I fortunately was just a little bit of the attic. But like I said, it might sound bad. It was nothing compared to what Jonathan was going through, but still annoying.
Yeah, it sounds like you guys got it worse down south.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we just got buried.
Like those collections too, man.
What's that?
Your collections too.
Man, I have a storage unit.
The
only thing I worry about is my original art. I have like 2 big flat filers, but that stuff is fine. Yeah, we're good.
All right, that would make you sick if something happened to that.
Yeah, that would be pretty bad.
Want to take care of that.
No.
All the Batman pages gone. Yeah.
That would not be bueno at all, man.
or even worse, those Shirley pages gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Well, let's jump in, guys, because I'm not joking, man. I've read it a couple times.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely fabulous. I was able to find 2 of the, just the grayscale and the original. I got to figure out how to get the other ones. I live in a kind of a small town area, so my comic shop, they'll bring in one, like a cover A. Sometimes you'll get another one. So, but it's so
What's
good.
the other one? Is the Pinocchio one, right?
Yeah. With the stranger.
Yeah, with Stranger. I need that though. That up close.
I've got it, but I've got it's I've already got it put up.
I can send you one.
It's already put away.
That's awesome.
I can hook you up with one of them.
Oh, you're awesome, Jonathan. I appreciate it. Man. That's
No
awesome.
problem.
But yeah, I mean, guys, this title was so good. You guys are killing it right now. Autobahn says best series going, man. Just talking to people who are like amazing Spawn fans, and I do love the Spawn fandom. I feel like that this community of Spawn fans is probably the best community of any comic book fans. They're almost always positive. And you look at Mark's back, like I have a lot of Spawn stuff. I have 5% of what this guy has. I feel like I have a lot. My wife tells me I have a lot. I feel like I have a lot. So
600 some figures and almost 1,700 comic books. That's all. That's all. Not much.
I just like too many things.
I like Spawn a little bit, not that much. I know who Spawn is. I've heard of him.
Yeah. When you have Gunslinger tattooed on you, you know you're a pretty big fan.
Right. Well, it's Jonathan's fault.
Is it? Yeah. I love it, man. So I mean, maybe we could kind of jump in like we have in the past, if that's okay, guys. Because there is, I'm not sure I've caught everything in here. I might have to read it 4 or 5 times before I start seeing things. There's a lot of things that we need to kind of understand. Not a lot, but there's some things you need to understand within the Spawn universe as to what's going on. The last page, just if you're not paying attention to the shadow, you might.
I don't think we should tell them.
Yeah, no.
I think we should let people figure it out.
Something. But I saw the shadow. I couldn't figure it out. And I had a great discussion with Daniel. I got it now. Mark, I know you and I were talking before this.
That was the issue. I don't mean to cut you off, but that was the issue that I had with the idea of that shadow. And Daniel because I was like, I don't know how to, it's easy to say, hey, make this shadow look like, but then trying to put it into the scene that makes it work was a whole different thing. And that the character is just tricky.
Yeah. I mean, I do think, and again, we've constantly been spoiling things here a little bit. I do think we can mention it because there is a lot to talk about it. It's okay if we spoil it a little bit, right?
Because it's your book. You can do what you want.
It's up to you guys, man.
It's been out. The book's out. I mean,
right.
It's been out, yeah.
So in the last page, and you can show it, but it shows, because since the beginning we have this new version of Simon Pure that he's always talking to God. And now we see the God that's inside of him, and it's Malbolgia. Yeah. And so it is true, like when me and Jonathan were talking about that page, and in my head, it's like, oh my God, it's going to be an amazing moment. His shadow, like he's talking to God, but then the shadow is Malbolgia. Like, that's pretty simple. And yeah, as Jonathan can attest.
you say it's pretty simple, but the first time I read it, I'm like, okay, maybe there's something in the shadow. When I'm rereading it, the way that my brain was interpreting that shadow was, that the sun is over here, like on the left-hand side of the page, and that was like shadows from like mountains or something. Yeah. That's what I thought until Tommy goes, "Oh, did you check out the last page, with the shadow?" And I'm like, "Okay, I thought there was something in there," and then it just blew me away. I'm like, "Wait a minute!" And I flipped the page over. That's pretty wild. That's pretty crazy. I love it.
If you follow his legs, you can see it coming from his legs.
That's
I had to do it kind of like it's not really like an accurate way a shadow would be, but it's a comic book, so you have to kind of fudge things a bit and make it stylized. So
it worked, though, guys. It worked.
Yeah.
When I saw the shadow come on his legs, I'm like, that's a weird interpretation of shadow. And I'm looking like, that's got to be somebody. And then Danny goes, "Do you know who it is?" I'm like, I can't figure it out, man. I couldn't figure it out. And then what Mark said, which was really a good idea, he goes, "Tell me, now that I see it, flip it over." And it makes a lot more sense when you flip it over.
You don't read the comic that way.
Right.
Yeah. Maybe we should have had that page upside down.
That is wild. That is awesome.
You know what's funny though, Jonathan? Because you guys keep like flipping it over. And I don't know if it's just because I'm so accustomed to seeing your art, like I see it and I know what it is, so I see it right away.
Yeah.
Never until today did it even occur to me to flip it over and look at it upside down, because it's so obvious to me.
That's
No,
weird.
I've never flipped it over.
Yeah. Well,
I like
when
to
I'm
think outside the
when I'm
box.
drawing, I'm always rotating.
Yeah.
So for me, I'm seeing it at all different angles.
But
But that was my concern, was like, yeah, it's a cool idea, but how do I make it very obvious but not too obvious, I guess, So then it was a little bit weird, tricky.
you hit it right at the median. You pulled it off. But so did you
Cool.
have to flip it over when you were drawing the actual Malbolgia part? The actual shadow?
No,
No?
I didn't. Mm-mm. Not
That's
really, no.
impressive.
I mean, I don't draw just like straight up and down, so I'm
Yeah.
always rotating.
Yeah.
But no, I didn't have to flip it to get that character correct. I just kind of went with it. I mean, I had a couple of different, like, I was like, do I have them walking and then there's like a wall and then cast the shadow up the wall? But then it's like, I don't know, that felt kind of lame. I wanted them to be walking away from wherever they were traveling.
Mhm.
So that's the best I could come up with.
I will say I kind of like that though. The shadow having to go back into your like spawn bank in your head to try to figure it out. It is kind of fun from a reading experience to be able to read it. We're really enjoying the story. And then you have these Easter eggs. This one is like in your face, but you still might not grasp what it is right away. Like that's the fun.
Right.
I mean, I kind of like.
Yeah.
Well, I've mentioned before that one of the things, because we hide stuff here and there, and my goal is that one day people can look back, like read it back, already knowing, because like issue 5, within the first 6 pages, it clarifies pretty well who it is. So the goal was it does look like it, and I think Jonathan did a perfect job, which is if you look real close, it is like it's undeniable. But if you're just kind of glancing through it, you might miss it. But then you see it in the next one. If you ever go back, it's like, oh. Like that foreshadowing kind of thing.
Yeah, I thought it was maybe like an alter ego of the character, that like he's standing there, but this is his response to what was going on. Never in my mind did I even Malbolgia come to my head, to be honest. So I saw the character, I just didn't put it together. But yeah.
Awesome. And it's funny enough how things work. And again, this is a little bit of a inside trade thing, because since our first pitch, which is like 2 years at this point, Jonathan, like I think so. Because I sent the first 12 issues right away when we did everything together, and we were the ones who were going to bring Malbolgia back in this fashion from the get-go. And it then ended up that if you guys go and read the story, Malbolgia is kind of divided into these bits of souls. He didn't die. Todd has been kind of showing that since issue 250. So this is one part of Malbolgia's soul. They're bringing back like the full-on Malbolgia in the main issue, but it is funny that then it ended up coinciding, because nothing of this is planned. It just so much happened to come out at the same time.
That is wild.
It's also how it's all tying together kind of too, though, without even maybe trying, right?
Yep.
We did have some flashbacks to issue 75, which we were talking before we hit the recording, which was a lot of fun too. I do love those flashbacks. And, some of these titles or some of these issues I haven't read in years. So to be able to go back, even like issue 5, when this first came out, even though they did a reprint of issue 5, I did go back in and read issue 5. And like, it just brought back so many good memories. The 90s were really good for me. So I really enjoyed it, man.
Yeah, it was a sweet spot.
Sweet spot for sure. So I think you guys know Ty, but as Spawn Hunter said, the series is a smooth read, and anyone could pick it up with really no knowledge of the Spawn universe. And I agree with that. You don't
100%.
have to have the Spawn background.
Yeah, that's always been our goal to a certain degree. That's why, again, Jonathan did like the foreshadowing with the shadow and everything. But now on issue 5, we explain what actually happened. Because again, even Simon in everything, last time we see them, they're fighting with Spawn, and there's those demons, Abe and Zabe, and the vampires and all of that. And it just seems like they're all burned, incinerated, because Abe and Zabe opened a portal to hell. And again, the first pages of issue 5 is explaining that, and how how a vampire, because technically souls go to hell. Vampires don't have a soul. How are their vampires there? So all of that is explained. It might not be right away, but what we're trying to do is we always do end up explaining. So I'm not expecting anybody to just go flip through the entire series to see the little nuggets, Yeah.
Still so good though, man. I thought maybe we could just kind of jump to the beginning and start walking through it a little bit, if that's okay with you.
Which, yeah, actually, the beginning that caught me off guard. The first page, I'm like, wait, what did I miss? What's going on? But once you flip to the next page, it makes sense.
Yeah,
it's just showing little snippets of actually what's going on. So I thought that was a really cool way to start the book. Because I'm like, wait a minute, what's going on? I thought I missed something.
Yeah, it's just I think it's just like actions, like everybody's.
Yeah, it was just like
actions happening,
and so I wasn't really sure what was going on until you actually flipped the next day and like, oh, okay. The big battle.
Well, yeah, I think like me and Daniel talk about that a lot with like, that's what makes the page turn significant.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Like, so, I was confused the first page.
Yeah.
But in a good way.
No, that first page, actually, I really like it. And again, FCO makes a amazing work, but I love the inks of Jonathan on that. That is such a good page. The little details on the hand, that pant, because that's something that my brain can't comprehend a lot, and that Jonathan also does, which is those kind of strip panels. How can you do? Because look at that first panel, and it's just a strip, but you see Shirley, you see a little bit of the hand. Like I love that page. I love that page.
Yeah, it's just like it's zoomed in on moments that's in this battle that everybody's partaking in.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So I do think that's really cool.
Yeah, no, couldn't agree more. Then we jump to now that I've read it, we go back. What survives me is worthy plays a major role, and you don't realize it, I don't think, when you hit that second and third page until you get to the end, and then it all makes sense. So I love that you're projecting a little bit right there to kind of let everyone have, I want to call it a warning, but you're definitely guiding people by giving them a little snippet, and then by the time you get to the end of it, it all makes sense.
Yeah, because again, we do want to make our hell pretty crazy, and technically those are angelic beings, you know what I mean?
Right.
But they, they're not there just to save you in a very nice come with me way.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely, yeah.
Oh, yeah, they make you work for it.
They do. Yeah. They do, which is incredible, man. I love it. And then we kind of get into this area right here, the Trinity right here, that brings in
the
other element, right? And a depth and maybe a little direction. Maybe not in the right way, but a little direction.
Those are, and again, they will. In issue 5 also shows quite a bit of them. They are, let's say, like the ruling class that's atop the city and the carrier of cities, because we do enter like issue 5. We are, making our way there. The next arc that starts on issue 6 already takes place in the actual city, and those guys, also play a role where it's always in a righteous way per se. They are technically serving God in their own way, but I think, like, as a lot of faiths, one of the things that we want to do is everybody has their own way of serving God. So the Triarchs think they're doing it their way. Simon thinks he's talking to God and doing it their way. Even Boots and Crimson are doing it their way. So for us, because it is a book in hell, but we have so many heaven factions that are weird and violent, which is really fun to work with.
Yeah.
And just the designs that Jonathan did on that, because we just briefly spoke about that, nothing crazy. And I mean, I just love that. Like, look, I love it.
Me too.
Yeah, it's kind of trippy characters.
So what was the discussion like in the development of that? Like, did you kind of have an idea of what it was going to look like in each character?
You had the name, like you had what Shattered or something, and then
the Son of Silence, Father of Ashes.
So then it's kind of like for me, it's kind of like if you say hear no evil, see no evil, and speak no, like, I'm thinking of like the 3 different. So how do you what does shattered look like, and what is, you know, that character's the broken mask or whatever. I guess you really can create whatever you want because you know, we didn't have any idea. Daniel had the idea of like they're really slender and tall. That is really tall. And
they are and again, that's Jonathan's crazy manifestation per se, kind of using, you know, the actual Holy Trinity, you know, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. That's kind of what those represent, but in their own twisted way. And then like we always talk about this, how, you know, because, you know, sometimes a lot of people are like, oh, you know, Jonathan's just drawing your story. That lady that's there, like right now we just call her like the engineer nun. It was a throwaway character that I was like, Jonathan, I just need somebody to be looking at the screens. It doesn't matter, but I like her so much that she's now part of the cast. Like Jonathan just made her look so cool that it's and that's just, again, just a little snippet. Again, she will be showing up quite a bit more. I just love the whole thing of her.
Yeah, I do too. Just phenomenal, man. Absolutely phenomenal. All right. Then the battle begins, man. And when you get to the end of this battle, you're like, what the hell, man? Are you kidding me? And I think Shirley has the same response initially, but so
here's a funny thing here. I don't care. I'll out myself. I like that panel with Shirley. I fucking hate that drawing.
This one?
Yeah, it's so terrible. But I remember I was saying something to my wife and I was like, oh man, I wish I could, you know, sometimes you wish you could take stuff back or go back. But that's part of this business, is you keep moving forward. So it's like, I can't, you know, I just got to move on. But I remember like complaining about it. I was like, ah, man, if there was one thing I'd like to take back, it's that one. And then I was talking to our youngest daughter. It's like, oh man. And I said something to her and she's like, yeah, she looks really weird. Look at her neck. I was like, damn, she's not going to make me feel any better.
She doesn't try to console you and tell you, like, it's okay, Daddy looks great.
Yeah. So if there's any lesson to be had in any of this stuff, you know, you're going to have like panels like that where things might be a little wonky or whatever. You just got to, whatever, move on.
I quite like that panel.
I don't see anything wrong with it.
No,
so that's why then.
On those 2 pages though, there's one thing that I actually love though, because if you go back on the double spread, you have Crimson and he has those like power wings per se, and they're just like, and then when you actually see the scene, then Jonathan has them just smoking, like you already retract them, and they're just smoking out of his back, like those kind of little details that I freaking love.
100%, man. I love the detail. I did like the facial expression though, because when you do get to the end, Jonathan, of Shirley, it makes sense why that facial expression would be there, because I'm not, and we'll kind of get into it, I'm not sure out of all the characters that play a major role here, how many knew what was really taking place compared to how many didn't. I would love that. We could wait a little bit, or you can answer, but that's what I was kind of wondering.
No, right now they're all a bit lost there, and because if you see in the previous issue, Boots was going to go on his own, but then Crimson got in the way, and he just kind of made and we'll talk about that too, but he kind of just made the executive order of like, well, I got to take him with me and we'll make this kind of thing happen, but he can't control Crimson. So it's like, okay, if we're going to test him, we're going to see if they can be, you know, actually try and take them to our side, because Shirley then even poses the question like, what if we had failed this test, what would have happened? Because even in the previous issue, it ends with him just saying, bring me the swordsman, because initially Crimson just wanted to fight. Crimson is one of those beings, he just wants to fight. He's so powerful, he's on God's side, but he's really on his side. He's not a good or bad character. He just wants to fight. And he just gets involved with everybody else because they get in the way. It starts in that page of, you know, he just kind of trying to reach for Shirley and everybody attacks him. So he doesn't, you know, go away from the fight. But if you notice, he's actually taking everybody away. He doesn't really interact with them. He's only after the stranger until Shirley actually says that she's going to get in the way. And then he deals with her.
Yeah, he's kind of like, you know, those kung fu movies where there's always like this warrior that travels and looks for someone who can defeat him.
Yep.
Mhm.
Is
Yeah.
that like that's his journey, like the
Yep.
absolute battle? So
That's pretty much it.
really kind of his
I
personality.
love it.
I
I
just
love it.
realized when I was looking at this page again that is that the Crimson's foot, like in her eye, like
Yeah,
close of her
that's
eye,
her.
Crimson's
That's
foot
her.
coming down.
So that's her
Down.
looking up
Yeah.
before she gets stomped. Yeah.
Yep.
That's, okay, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So that's his foot coming into her face. All right.
Yep.
Yeah. That's why she's all like with the long neck and all.
Hey,
Yeah.
I will tell you, having 4 kids will be extremely honest. And
Brutally honest.
Yeah.
they will
That's
bring
funny.
you down like 10 notches at the same time.
And you
So-
were asking about the character, so there in it shows through the issue that Vox and Simon do know Boots.
Yeah.
They have dealings together, but that's their first time encountering the Crimson Seraph.
Yeah, incredible, man.
Oh, okay.
I absolutely loved it. Let's answer a couple questions right here. Daniel, you going to make a MegaCon at all?
I am not. I don't know if Jonathan is, but
Are you,
No,
Jonathan?
I'm not. I'm not going to MegaCon
okay,
Oh.
yeah.
this year. Yeah, I'm not going this year.
Todd is always like a very last minute. You kind of find out whether he's there or not. So I wasn't sure if Todd was going to be there and they're going to have a booth for Spawn or anything. It hasn't been announced yet, but
I mean, they never have a booth for Spawn unless it's San Diego.
San Diego, yeah.
that's
Yeah.
true. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. And of course, yes, we do have the Mad Viking and Corey in the house. What's up? I think the last one, we're on issue 4. Like, it would be amazing to have some sort of CGC signing of you guys at some point, maybe towards San Diego, because I think Daniel, either San Diego or New York, you usually try to come to. I don't know if that's something.
I'm probably going to try. I'm thinking of trying both this year, but we'll see how it goes if America doesn't go even crazier by then. But I'm thinking of both. Right.
I did a CGC signing, but it wasn't. It ended up being. It ended up being. Damn, where did I do that in Florida? MegaCon. It ended up being at a hotel.
Oh,
Like I ended up going I literally went straight from my plane to go do my signing. I
that
don't
was
have
last year at
anything.
MegaCon?
What's that? Last
was
year,
last
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I did it right before I even went to the show. I just like landed, went straight to the hotel.
Yeah. That makes
But
sense.
I don't know. I don't have anything planned right now.
Yeah. What the hell?
Anyway,
MegaCon.
Oh, I thought I was going to MegaCon.
yeah.
Yeah, that was the first show on the schedule for this year. And I decided not to do MegaCon because I did way too many shows last year. Way too many, and that got me in a lot of trouble. So my first show will actually be C2E2.
Oh, okay. You'll be there.
Oh, you are going to
Yeah.
C2E2? Okay.
I'll be at I'll be there C2E2. Your first time?
I'm planning on going this year. I haven't been there before.
Oh, that's a good show.
It's a great show.
You'll like it. It's
only like a 4-hour drive for me, so yeah, I'm gonna head up there.
Yeah, it was packed last time I went because last year when I went, I hadn't been in like 7 years. So I got hit pretty hard when I went. It was pretty busy. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
Not a bad problem to have.
No.
No, not at all.
Kept me busy.
Yeah. I personally, I've been to C2E2. I've been to a lot. I feel like that's the best like comic centric show.
Mhm.
You know, you go to San Diego, which is fun, but it's a lot. It's anime, it's movies, it's TV, film, all that good stuff. You go to New York, it's more comic book in New York, but C2E2, that Artist Alley area is pumping.
Yeah, it was crazy.
It's
It was
insane.
crazy. I took a photo. I'll have to send you guys. I took a photo from up on this balcony where my table was, and you can't even see the floor, like the ground. It's just covered with people. It was insane. Heroes is like a good, comic book show.
I haven't been to that one yet. Yeah.
So like if you feel that way about C2E2, Heroes is even more so.
Oh wow.
There's no like Hollywood presence at all.
Yeah.
It's just comics.
I love it, man. I have to get there.
Smaller scale, I believe, but it's not too small. It's just still a big show.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I'll have to get to that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Corey's birthday's in December. We're all invited.
I don't miss New York Comic Con for anything.
Yeah.
I love that show.
Yeah, then I'll be. I plan on going to New York again too.
Yeah.
Well, I'll be at Mega. It sounds like none of you will be there. I'm planning to go to
I was planning on it, but
I'm going to throw that out there, but it doesn't matter.
I will make it to MegaCon at some point. I promise. I was going to this year, but some plans fell through, so I figured I'd go to C2E2 the following weekend.
I'm actually going with Ty, the Spawn Hunter. So.
Oh yeah,
okay.
Awesome.
Nice.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, it's
gents.
a weird show for me. I don't know.
You didn't like it? Was it? Don't bum me out.
No. Well, I judge places by food, so don't pay any attention to me. I judge places by what I can do after I do the show.
Yeah.
So
it's in a weird spot, right? They have I don't know what it is, but they have like the slingshot ride, and it's a lot of weird restaurants.
It just sucks, man. It's not my favorite place at all.
Right?
I'm sorry.
Orlando
the show is good. The show is great. The show's fine. It's where the show is that I don't like. It's not that fun for me.
It's in a weird spot. It's just
it's not really walkable to go. I mean, they have like you can walk and go. It's just weird. It's just like a little weird.
Like if you're into Bubba Gumps or one of those type of
it's very food chain kind of thing. And I was like, God dang, man, I thought Florida was supposed to have better fish than this, and it.
You got to get to like Miami or something like that.
I did Miami. Yeah, Miami was good. It's expensive as hell, but yeah, I did that 1 year.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Right on, man.
Anyway.
Jonathan, what kind of food do you like? I'm a fat guy. I can point you in places.
I'm picky, man. If you ain't
like
putting me somewhere in New York.
Or you like to try like unique things? I mean, you get into like Cuban, Dominican. There's a lot of amazing.
Yeah, that's good. We went to some Cuban places in Miami when we did Miami. I haven't had any luck in fucking where MegaCon Orlando. And when we did where's the CGC Sarasota?
I think it's Sarasota.
Yeah. Oh man, that's even worse. Fucking hell, dude. I'm like, what is going on with Florida?
Jonathan's going to write and illustrate his own book on places that he's found that you can't eat outside these cons, and sell it, before the shows.
And I know there's
it's important though, right? If you're sitting at a table all day long, interacting, you want to find a place where you could enjoy, right?
Like, okay, let me break this down for you.
Yeah, please.
From our side of the table, when we do a show, like I'll just count the two that Daniel goes to. New York, I'll just count New York because you don't do San Diego all the time.
No.
But you've been doing New York for 10 years or so.
More.
So when we do New York Comic Con, and most cons, you never have time to eat breakfast.
Yeah.
You're lucky if you get lunch. So dinner is really what you get. Yeah. So when I do a show, I'm not even kidding you, man. Like, I kind of pick shows based on is the hotel good and is the food good?
Yeah.
Because you're there all day starving. Unless you have somebody to go get you food. And some of the shows like MegaCon, who does MegaCon? That's it's not Repop. That's what is it? What's the company that does MegaCon?
I'm not sure.
Anyway, some places will bring you like sandwiches to your. I mean, it's never great, but it's just food. You can eat it. But this is just the thing, man. When you do shows and you're there for that many hours, like Artist Alley, you're there so long.
Yeah.
And that's why New York is so my favorite spot, because once we leave the convention, we're nowhere near the convention center, and we just go out and have a good night and eat and drink, and we're good.
It's fun.
You guys need a chance to get away from all of us fans. So you gotta, decompress too.
I don't mind. I don't mind the fans, but it's just it's like you're going to. I don't want to say you're going to work because that sounds kind of fucked up.
No, essentially, you're right. You are. You're kind of
yeah.
There's no switch, right?
yeah, it's just like I don't want to stay in the hotels that are jam packed. That's why we drive into the convention center in New York. We Uber in. We usually stay in the West Village or East Village, wherever it is, and near Soho or something like that. And we drive in. Like Daniel stays closer typically, but when when Airbnbs were a good thing, we would just stay together. But now you can't do Airbnbs, so it just messed everything up. But yeah, I stayed at I only stayed close to the convention center twice, and it was miserable. I did not like it.
Yeah.
So,
It does have its fun stuff to like stay close by, because like I mentioned to you, the night I arrived and then I came to 7-Eleven to look for something, and I bumped into Todd and Wanda just randomly.
Oh yeah, that was a CVS, right?
7-Eleven.
7-Eleven? CVS. It was CVS. Don't listen to him. It was CVS, dude. I remember.
Was it? It could be. It could be.
Yeah.
I'm remembering that it's Todd is already good enough for me.
Yeah.
Now the location, it's no, yeah, but so I enjoy. Again, I'm with you though. I don't want to stay super close, but I do like be able to walk in, even
the
if it's like
convenience is nice.
Yeah.
So the convenience is
fun.
nice. But
Any chance of getting a Greg Capullo Curse of Sherlee Johnson cover?
Nope.
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 I don't know.
That was a quick answer, man.
That was a quick answer. Nope.
Let's twist his arm. We'll twist it.
Right. We do have
Greg,
a lot of
Greg's in Marvel land. Greg is like, you can't pull Greg away from anything.
Yeah. We do have
It
a
would
lot
be
of
cool,
covers
though.
coming.
We do what?
Yeah.
I was saying we do have a lot of cool covers coming. We posted a little snippet of quite a few. There's some really good ones coming.
Yeah, we got some really cool ones. Chris Stevens.
He did two. They're so good.
He did two that are really cool. Very cool. Tauntaun Revolver. I
Also
like his because his kind of reminds me of like his are some of my favorites because they're like what we would imagine a animated series looking like.
Yep.
So it's fun to see his covers, his take.
Yeah.
He does like that cell shaded style.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
So and it's like, oh man, that could be a cool animated show.
Yep.
So
Issue 6 is not out yet, but the solicitations already went in, and it's Brett Booth. He did a really cool cover.
Oh yeah, he did a really cool cover. Yep.
Yeah, no, there's and I wish I could spell all of the names, like Kyle Ngu. I don't know. He does a lot of cool Spawn covers too. We have a lot of cool covers. Jason Sean Alexander, like we have quite a few.
Yeah.
Angel Medina.
We definitely want that. We already we got his contact. Even Thomas hopefully is trying to reach out to him because that is especially on mine. And I know you like him too, Jonathan. He's even one of the guys who you started with him, right? Sam and Twitch, your first series.
Yeah, that was
with Angel.
First solo inking game was over Angel. Yeah.
And so he's really up high on my list. I still think he's one of the most underrated artists on Spawn in the sense that they did him wrong. He never got to do covers. He didn't do any cover for his run.
Well, if you guys get a hold of Medina, then let me know because I messaged him over a year ago about getting a commission done so I can have him do a gunslinger tat, and he hasn't responded. So. Let me know if you hear from him.
Right.
Here's my I'm gonna say this anyway because this is my bitter, angry who we had. I don't know if you guys. Did any of you guys watch Love, Death, Robots?
Yes.
Yeah. Because it has a bunch of shows in it, right?
Do any of you guys know Gigi Cabanego?
No.
Before he won the fucking Oscar?
No.
Right. Because he's the art director in one of the ones that was it Emmy? I don't know what did he won. I don't know.
Something like that. Yeah, it was whatever you win for.
But he's a really good artist in his own right as far as comic books even goes. We love his stuff. He did a lot of
he's one of my absolute favorites. That's why I wanted to get him.
Yep. So and
Daniel did a show. Daniel did a show, and they were both at the show together. So Daniel got to spend time with him, and he's hands down one of my favorite artists, and Daniel loves his work too. And we're like, man, if you could talk to, he would do an amazing cover. And Daniel said he was like super nice and
Man,
up for it, and
yep.
and then that just
He was like the nicest guy, and his work is amazing. He also likes Spawn and everything. They seemed excited, but then he went and started winning 1 million awards, and now he doesn't have time for us.
yeah.
I love his work though. Hopefully, still, it will work out.
It sounds like you're the guy to make it happen, Daniel.
Me?
Yeah. Yeah, I think we all do. Sounds amazing. Can't wait to see that booth cover for sure.
Yeah.
All right, so we have the battle going on, and not to cut everybody off, but I want to get to where the battle's going. They're fighting back and forth. Amidst all this chaos, and Crimson is curb stomping Shirley, and at that moment, Spawn is talking to. We know it's Spawn. I'm assuming that is Spawn, right? Talking to her.
Yep.
Where he's saying, "Get up and use the light that I gave you. This time, keep it burning." Like, I didn't really expect him to be her coach, like coaching her along. I didn't really know how they were
her death coach.
Her death coach.
I didn't know.
Yeah, coach is a good one.
That is pretty funny. I didn't know what kind of relationship they were going to have. So he's trying to help her, and she's not. I don't think she's really fighting it, but she doesn't quite understand it, and she doesn't want to because she thinks she's going to turn out like him. And he said that's not going to be the case. So I like that he's trying to help her along.
Or does he know the end and that it's a test and that needs to come out?
Or is he even talking to her?
Oh.
Or is that maybe a hidden memory?
Oh,
okay.
That screws up everything that we were thinking, Daniel.
He's trying to throw us off track. He's not going to tell us we're right. But,
and here's even one of those things, because how does she even have a memory when she only met him once?
Yeah,
right. Or did she? We're not playing any tricks per se. This is not this is convenient to have a mentor like this or like that. Her listening to that, and it does play a bit into, she does have some of his necroplasm, and so that kind of jumbles her memories and everything. That comes into play into that. It will come. We will explain it coming down the line. It is not as straightforward as Spawn talking or coaching it in her head at all, though.
Okay, so
and I'm not saying that to throw you off.
Mm-hmm.
So then her inner monologue, her inner fighter she's projecting it as Spawn. Like, that's her trying to get herself to save herself.
Well, we wanted to, because again, and we show, if we take a step back, so before she actually even gets stomped, because she's having her little child attitude, facing like bravado, and Crimson is even just like, screw off. He doesn't even actually fight her. He just stomps her.
He's just stomping on her. Yeah.
But I like, and again, we always talk about the page turn moments, because we turn the page and she actually is being able to hold him. Like, she grabbed his foot. He's pretty strong. And if you notice, because again, we do have split personalities, let's say, right there, and she has the different speech. Her arms are getting monstrous. Again, Jonathan does a really good job, in my opinion, like conveying the different kinds of power that she's using. She's kind of channeling her inner Violator there, and it's coming to her as she needs to save herself. She's not so much as learning how to control her powers as remembering. Because again, like I said, there's a lot to it. We even already got to the point that she's at least 100 years old. So there's been a lot of stuff happening in hell that we will get to that. But that's kind of what's getting there. It's she's remembering how to use those powers that she has.
Wow. I will tell you, this is probably my favorite panel, though. It's hard. There's a lot of really good ones, but for what your daughter said on your first panel of Shirley, you certainly made it up with this one. Right?
Made it work.
That one.
So dope, man. So dope.
Yeah, I love that page. That and the next one, like again, just first of all, there's a tiny little panel where she's just like silhouetted with Crimson gigantic behind her. Like I just like all of that sequence. I love. Yep.
It's so cool.
My favorite was the stranger getting his face bashed into the ground.
Yes, for the end.
Second panel.
Yeah.
So
incredible.
That's one of the things that we were trying to do, and it's not just for story purposes. It's just, you know, as far as power levels go, you know, because for example, and you guys know I'm a fan, but Spawn is all over the place. He goes from being, you know, military to being a god to being the destroyer of worlds to bringing everybody back. Spawn, like we're trying to have things relatively leveled, because you know on issue 2 we kind of make it sound like the stranger is this unstoppable power that just explodes and we can't do nothing, and he technically kind of is, but he's not the most powerful creature that exists in hell. So one of the things that the Crimson is doing there, it's really subverting that thing of, oh, these characters are the chosen ones and they're so powerful, and he kind of dispatches them without like much Shirley, you know, even though she's manifesting all of her powers, and we don't see how the fight would have progressed because Woot stops, but the stranger, and you know, you see him kind of losing control again, and he has like the eye, Jonathan did the eye and the lightning, and then Crimson is just like, and just completely stomps him into the ground, because I mean you can't use your power if you're unconscious. So
and I don't know if you caught that. Well, so kind of an important thing is when the previous page, like what is it, this page here where he's jumping at the attacking Crimson Seraph, and Crimson just catches his sword and shatters it, just breaks his sword. And I thought it was kind of cool, like the next page, the first panel, FCO had the sword where it's like smoldering, it's not on fire anymore,
it's not ignited.
It's like, it's not ignited. And
no, on the previous page.
On the previous,
the first panel while Crimson is holding
back to punch him. The sword
the sword is broken and it's not on fire.
It's no longer a giant sword.
Like that last panel on that page, I don't know if you see Spawn in that smoke. I don't know if you notice.
Whoa, wait, what?
Yeah, that's part of the page turn thing that we kind of like to.
This one or the double?
Yeah, and that panel.
Oh wow!
If you look, there's a little hint of Spawn in there. It might be hard to.
Dude, I'm 50, bro. Let me get my glasses on.
Let me see the camera.
Is that going this one?
He's like, God dang, the camera's like, where is my?
You're
right there.
He's like right there.
Oh yeah, right here. I see him.
Yeah.
See the eye. So
it's like little stuff like that I like to do. I don't necessarily know that anybody else will notice it, but I think it's kind of fun. Then when you do, you can't kind of unsee it.
You can't unsee it, yeah. Exactly.
So then that leads to the next splash page, double page.
Which you definitely see Clown and all the other ones there. So
yeah.
Again, after that one panel, this is definitely the next best one for me. This is just insane.
Yeah, when Daniel was explaining that, I was like, I don't know how the fuck to do that, but
look at that.
All right, you guys all picked out the panels all around the one that I liked, which I wanted to ask. So it's the one where Shirley's turned and looking. She says, "I won't leave my friends. I'm not and she says him. So is that like the second bubble is like sort of shaded green? Is that like her inner demon like coming out?
That's kind of her kind of necroplasmic powers coming out. And I will say, even, you know, shout out to Tom Napolitano who's doing the lettering. We did not ask for any of that. He just did it on his own. When really we got cool. that and she's turning and it's like, that is like so nice.
That's her like in the middle of that set, like she's transitioning right there. And that's the way I took it.
It's almost like it's almost like if it were like a movie, you would hear her voice kind of shift.
Yeah.
You that's the way I took it. See it. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, and I actually like that panel quite a bit too, just because of the way that Jonathan drew things, and she has like the necroplasm in the eyes coming out of the mouth, almost like smoke. I really like that one.
Yeah, that was one of the things in the direction of that where Daniel was saying, instead of just eyes coming out of the mouth, out of the eyes, the necroplasm coming out of the eyes, have it coming out of her mouth, like she's just like.
Yeah, because again, she's not a spawn. She's not even supposed to have necroplasm. Necroplasm is again, and we will get to that. So it's like, let's try and have her manifest it differently.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when you read the words too with it, I won't leave my friend, which is a callback to issue 5, right? I'm not like him.
Well, it is a callback because she's not like Spawn that left her behind. Yeah,
the whole thing is Spawn left her. Right?
Yep. And that's why even in her head, she doesn't want to even accept his powers because she doesn't want to turn cold. Because like I said, she spent almost 100 years seeing him just brutally murder Kincaid and leaving her to die. So she has mixed feelings about him.
To say the least.
I was so like taken in by all of the splash page. I'm looking at everybody up here. I just noticed the stranger is laying in the foreground right in front of her.
Yep.
Noticed he was there.
Yeah.
That's one of the things
she's protecting. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And like I said, none of this is accidental, even though again we do a lot of stuff on the fly per se, as far when the characters go and we talk about stuff. But like, because in the beginning, I remember when issue 1 came out, there were we had comments back, it's just another lone and wolf cub. Now the stranger's going to be protecting her. It's like, nope, this is going to turn around real quick.
Nope.
I love it, man.
Yeah, I'd say Shirley's protecting him.
Yeah.
Yep.
I love the boldness in her too.
Mm-hmm.
It's so fire, man. You wanted violence? Fine. Then stop
taking anything from anybody.
Come get it. I was like, hell yeah.
And we haven't even, we haven't even fully seen her transformation yet. So.
Nope.
Incredible.
Nope. And the fun thing too, and again, just one of those little tiny tidbits. And now my memory is failing me. It is almost like midnight here. Because that line of dialogue is super, super close to a line of dialogue that Spawn used exactly the same, like on issue 7 or 8 or something like that, which again, it's all of those callbacks to why does she have this stuff of talking like him and having part of his powers. Again, it might sound accidental, is not.
Yeah. Incredible, man. The way you're tying everything together, man. I don't know, man. It's so good. And I do love Boots. For some reason, I'm always loving this character. And the more Boots I get, the more excited I get. I love how he's drawn. I love it back in the what was it, issue? What was his first appearance? Issue
7 or 8. I don't remember because it's the Frank Miller issue.
It's a Frank Miller issue, right? I loved it back then. I loved Todd, the way he drew him, and then Jonathan, just the line art and everything. He's just so cool, man. I would love it. A dope ass action figure of him.
Yeah.
It's such a cool character, man.
And when you want a Vox also.
Yeah.
Okay, everybody. I mean, there's
Vox
plenty
is probably Vox is one of my favorite.
Yes.
I just love Vox.
Vox is
just
dope,
such a cool character.
He has a pretty cool moment in the next issue, and you'll see plenty of him in the next arc.
Really, yeah. Incredible, man.
And you had
too. Go ahead.
You had mentioned it before. I think we'd spoken in another interview about. You said that this ties into a throwaway line, that Todd used about the child, and I actually had to go back and reread it. Like it's the last page of issue 75.
Yeah.
He just says Boots before he leaves, before he gets called back for his, indiscretions or whatever. He says, where does he say it? He says, a child, and that's the last line of the issue where Spawn
Need
says,
my glasses, Mark? Need my glasses?
Right.
You want another book for you?
Back over here. He says that there'll be like the coming of a child.
It's like, yeah, there will be a child or something,
Yeah.
something like that. I don't remember perfectly, but
But
again,
you
that
had But you had basically said that was like a throwaway line that Todd had just, used in the book.
unless I missed something, it never really got fulfilled who it was. Like a lot of there was like speculation. It could have been like towards Cyan and everything, and then now even Cyan got her powers, and maybe Morgana, who was like his daughter for a while, or I don't even remember. I think it got retconned a little bit, but it never really got fully fleshed. And I'm not necessarily saying that we are going to say that Shirley is the chosen child, but Boots certainly seems to think so.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because he says he didn't say you are. He says I think you're that child.
Yeah.
Yep. Because one of the things we are establishing is because Boots is kind of a lower caste angel, but he does have some prophetic powers to him. We'll get into it. That's why Vox calls him the Oracle. But he's not the greatest at it.
Right. Exactly. Right here, and then the next page, how she reacts. That's what damn funny, man.
That was, I don't know if that was supposed to be funny, but I thought that was funny.
I loved it, man.
To be
I don't know
funny.
if it was supposed to be, but I was
punched him in the face.
Yeah. If it made you laugh, then we did the right.
Okay, yeah, it did.
Right.
The intention was, it was supposed to be funny. That's why in the next panel he has the dent in his nose.
Yeah. Yeah, she's, he's supposed to be like this, acts like he's this authority figure standing there talking down to her, and she says no, punches him right in the mouth.
Nope. Well, because I mean, like if you think about it, and it's your first time seeing an angel and whatever the heck the Crimson Seraph is, and you discover that it was all a test instead of just coming and saving you. It's a test, and even imply that they might put you down if you failed. I wouldn't be happy either. And Shirley does have a temper. She's discovering it as we are. So yeah.
Well, this kid
know how she feels.
Hell.
Yeah.
So
What's that?
The fact that she's able to stand up for herself is pretty cool.
Yeah.
100%.
Or to be able to find her own footing in her current situation.
Because and that's what this first arc. And again, we are on a bi-monthly book, but the book was always created to be fast-paced in just a discovery arc per se, where we're like there's this cast growing around her, and it's always fast-paced, trying to run, and she's finding herself, and the roles changing from the lone wolf and cub and everything. I think once, like when you read the trade per se, and you read it all at once, I think it makes a lot of sense, that fast-pacedness of just trying to survive hell. And she's again finding herself and what her identity is. Well, because like I said, we will go through that, because like Todd said that he doesn't want to bring anybody back just because, and I don't like the idea of the character is damaged but then everything works well and she's going to find herself. Nope, she's permanently damaged. She'll never be the Shirley that she was. But now let's see where she ends in the middle ground of all of this.
I love it. Well, I mean, one, we have a great, like, I don't know how long this took to draw, but this panel that has the entire cast.
Oh, yes, everybody's standing there.
Of characters that, I mean, I loved at the end. I felt like I was watching like a Rocky movie or something at the end. I just loved it, man. They kind of understand her point of view, what she wants to gain out of this. Obviously, finding the brother. Finding Spawn, and then I'm assuming that's Billy is the third one. Yeah. And
she always just calls him the bad man.
The bad man. Yeah. I mean, they're all kind of bad, but I think that's the worst of them all. But this panel, like on a poster, would be amazing.
Yeah, that panel is one of the things I love, not just the scale of all of them, but again, like we do also quite like Vox in the way that Jonathan draws him, because he is this ball of light. So he's all, he's not like a regular Spawn. He's like draped into, like, I love that.
He looks so dope, man. And again, scale. Like, I don't know if that's on purpose, but I mean, compared to everyone else.
Yeah, I mean, he's supposed to be
presence.
Imposing, yeah.
Very imposing. And then at the last page, we kind of mentioned it at the beginning. Hope you were paying attention. If you weren't, There's his shadow right here. And if you flip it over, we found out it makes it a lot easier to figure out who that is. But it does end with Malboja, which is freaking phenomenal. When you told me that, Daniel, I was like scratching my head, going, I kind of see it, but I don't. It's like, he told me, like, damn it, there he is. And then Marcos, he went like this and to look at it. Oh, yeah, that's Malboja.
I saw it once I flipped it.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're just, trying to do something, fun with him per se, in a way that it makes sense. Because Malbolgia was always a pretty in-your-face kind of villain, and in here he's more of a weak, scheming villain inside of Simon per se. Like Simon, and again, this is not very spoilerish. We'll get into it. He's not even aware. He does think he's talking to God, and he's helping Shirley in God's name. But actually, if you think about it, then Shirley's being helped and trained or whatever it's coming by Malbolgia. I think that's
so Malbolgia is basically like our Littlefinger from Game of Thrones.
Right. Right.
Or Egg from the new show.
Right.
Which has been great. I don't know if you guys are watching that, but that's
I'm watching it. Yep.
So
I haven't started.
It might be my favorite of the entire thing.
I know. That last episode was nuts.
Yes, and we got one more, I think, right?
Yep, one more. Yep.
So good. I'm enthralled, man. I'm just like, damn, I want more.
I missed. What show were you talking about?
What's it called? The Game of Thrones, the newest series. Something.
There's a Night of the Seven Kingdoms.
Night of the Seven Kingdoms. Yeah.
I haven't watched any. I have not watched any Game of Thrones.
Yeah,
you're missing out.
Yeah, Game of Thrones.
You never watched Game of Thrones? Any of them?
Nothing.
Oh
no.
Wow. Yeah, just skip it. Just skip the last episode of the original series.
Yeah,
that's what I hear. Everybody said the last, so I never checked it out.
Yeah,
you don't need to know anything to watch this series.
No.
And it's a prequel, right? So it's going way back in time.
Yeah,
like if you want to get in, now's the time to get in. And then when you go to Game of Thrones, all these characters are part of the lineage. What they're talking about, you're gonna love it, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, I'll check it out. I'm watching Fallout. I don't really watch anything else.
Yeah.
So, my man here, what's the update on figures for this series?
That's what we all want to know.
Yeah. You gotta ask Todd that one.
So do we.
Yeah.
Last time I talked to
Shirley, right? At least a Shirley is a title.
Well, the last time I saw Todd was San Diego, and we ended up talking. Ironically, right in front of my banner, that's the big Shirley shot of her coming out of the freezer.
Oh, so good.
And I was just like, I just joked with him. I said, this would make a great toy, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
And he looked at it. He's like, oh, yeah, that would make a really good toy. Yeah. And he was all excited. And he's like, he told me to call him or talk to him after, everything settled down. We got back, everybody got back home, and I never followed up. But yeah, I think it would be a cool, because I mentioned Vox too. I was like, I don't think you've ever had a figure that lit up.
Mm-hmm.
that would be cool.
It could be a cool nightlight,
but not the whole figure.
I would like that. What you were talking about, Jonathan, I would like. He has what's called a page puncher, and so it's like it's a regular
little ones.
Yeah. Well, he has the little ones that come with the comic, but he also has the larger 7-inch page punchers that come with the comic book. So you could read that issue with that scene and then have the character. He's been doing a bunch of those for Marvel, and then a lot of the old Spawn, like the first 100. I think he's done. Ty has them all. I've been to his house, and you go in, and it's insane. It's incredible, man.
I guess maybe if enough of the fan base keeps badgering him about it, who knows? I think it would be cool.
So this,
I think it would be amazing. Yes.
Well, the Redeemer
the Redeemer one does light up in the hand, right?
His sword lights up, and the other versions
this would be different, man.
But like a whole figure that's like lights up, no. But they've done it, so they could do the Vox and make it light up.
That would be cool. Really cool.
Yeah, to have the Vox character lit up.
I have that one as well. The only problem is, again, you have it in the box. Keep it there, because when you pull it out, the arm, it breaks very easy. So mine's like dangling.
Anybody that these older figures, it's best if you buy them in the package, leave them in the package. That plastic is so
30 years old, guys.
They're
So
gonna break.
Yeah.
Just leave it in here and display it because they're gonna break.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Ty says we need a tour of Daniel and Jonathan's studios.
Yeah, I'll have to do it when I clean mine.
Yeah, fair enough.
Mine is more fish and books than anything else. So.
All right, sounds good.
I have like art supplies all over the place.
Space, you know.
No, but it is cool though to see people liking Vox, because one of the things that we did want to do with this book is not just have Shirley walking alone through hell. So there is this cast, and there's a lot more coming. There's like 2 more new characters on the next issue that show up, and it's their intro into something, and you guys will have to pull off more Spawn books from the shelf. But like even Vox, like he's going to have a really cool journey, because moving forward, and again, I'm not spoiling much, but now that they're in the Citadel, like things kind of move. They have to answer to the Triarchs and everything. They're going to be split into groups with specific missions and everything. It's going to be Vox has a really cool thing coming.
That's awesome, man. I had the honor of interviewing Chuck Brown, who is one of the co-creators of Bitter Root. I don't know if you guys have read Bitter Root. Great.
I haven't read it.
If you haven't, you need to. I mean, the art is insane from Sanford Green, but the writing from David and him is incredible. Anyways, we got talking about, what are some of the things that you really love? Dude, he loves Spawn. Love Spawn. Oh, nice. So I always love when people come on, and it's incredible. We've had these conversations before. The impact that Todd and just the whole Spawn universe have had on writers, artists, colorists. Tom as a letterer who is in the Guinness World of Records, is one of the kindest people you'll ever meet in your life. It's
a great guy.
A great guy. It's insane the impact that this whole universe have had on a whole host of writers and artists afterwards. And then Chuck, who I don't know him from Adam, and I got to meet him, to come out and say, man, Todd McFarlane changed everything in the 90s for me, man. I feel like he's had that impact on a lot of us, man.
Yeah, 100%. We even see that when we're talking with other artists, even like to get a cover or something. Very rarely do you find an artist that doesn't have that kind of passion at a certain point for even if they never read it, the visuals and the importance of the character.
Yeah,
it's going to be a real shame when Shirley kills him.
I did want to say, like, as far as the story goes, I mean, this is issue 4, and I like the way that you're bringing all these relationships together. Like, the Stranger and Shirley, they don't need each other, but they do. So they're helping each other along, and then all these other characters that keep coming in. It's like it works so well the way that you've blended it all together. And one of my favorite things about your writing is sometimes you leave it to our interpretation, but then I don't like when some people over explain the story. Like, you don't need to explain the obvious to me. Let me, read it and try to make my own interpretation. Maybe I find out later that I'm wrong, but you don't have to lay out everything for me like an instruction manual.
Like, you don't like when, like, it shouldn't have said, like, and now the Crimson Seraph stomps Shirley into the ground.
Yes. There's certain writers that like to over explain, and it's like, we know this.
We can 70s, I think. 70s, a lot of that.
We can see what's happening. You don't need to tell me what I'm looking at.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the point of the visuals.
And Jonathan, like, your art like conveys the story. Like, you guys are like so in sync and work so well together that it's just a great read. I love this story. I'm always like promoting the book. I still have extra copies from when I had to get the 1 in 50 that I give out. I'm like, check this one out. I said, even if you don't like Spawn, you don't have to like Spawn. This is something completely different. I'm like, just check it out.
Well, I appreciate it.
Yeah, same. And again, we are trying to do like our best in it, because again, remember, it is our first project. I've never written, Jonathan never drew, and we're doing together and coming up with a lot of, like I said, it's not that we're 100% coming coming out with stuff on the fly. We have a blueprint and everything, but we do change and evolve quite a bit from issue to issue in a lot of the characters. Because, like, for example, in this one hasn't even really shown up much, but Tabitha, the little girl, like that, she, like the black costume with the orange and everything, she pretty much hasn't even like done anything, because there's not a lot of issues and there's a lot of characters showing up. But she's a character that I love, and she'll have her moment too. Or even, like there's just those 2 zombie kids that don't have an arm or anything, and they have their own purpose there, and they're mentioned in issue 5. Even if you guys want, I can give you a little spoiler about those ones, or do you want to wait for issue 5?
I personally love that shit, but
we've got a couple months to forget about it, so go ahead.
No, because like I said,
time will pass.
Yeah, we're not bringing characters and everything just because, like just to try and pull like the nostalgia, kind of feelings towards it. It's because if we are in hell, there's certain things that make sense. And so if you notice, the kids, when they first show up with Vox, they have this black goo kind of thing going into them and everything. We don't really see it here. And so the goal behind that is so Spawn killed Malbolgia, right? And we know that Malbolgia is creating all of these suits, Spawn suits and everything. So what happened to those?
Yeah.
Like, what if they just evolved to be these parasites consuming human souls, burying into the children's, not flesh, but so that's what they are. Those kids are infected by pretty much Spawn suits who just became these parasites, trying to survive because they were abandoned when Malbolgia got killed. And Simon and Vox help purify and send those kids to heaven.
That's essentially what Plague is. In the other series, Plague is is a symbiote without a body.
Well, but Plague is different because he is, to a certain, I don't want to say exactly sentient. He is the first Spawn suit that was created, and he lives on his own. Those are remnants of the creation of the suits per se. They're not like full-on suits with necroplasm and everything. Right. They are kind of just those leftovers of unused kind of stuff. Plague is its own powerful thing that I don't think there's any other like Plague, at least so far.
No, you're right. I get it.
As far as Spawn goes, and Plague is pretty cool, but even cooler than him is just, I guess, Vox.
Right? Yeah. If I was going to root for somebody to do Vox, not Plague.
Well, but Plague is all black, and then we have Vox that's all white. I
love it.
Maybe they should have a battle. Maybe they should battle it out.
No, we don't want Plague to die right away.
You don't want to kill him off that soon, right? We want to wait.
No. Again, we got who knows? Like, as of now, me and Jonathan are still creating all of this pretty much in our own little bubble. But like moving forward, who knows if we start like mixing and mashing more stuff, because we don't really want to be involved so we can get to do our own stuff. But if the characters do come and go to hell and from, I do think there should be some overlap. So who knows in the future?
Yeah.
Because like I said, it is happening kind of at the same time. So
I say I don't feel that your story. I don't feel that the Curse of Sherlee Johnson needs a bunch of characters or whatever coming in from this the Spawn universe. It holds its own weight. Like, it doesn't need that. And when you guys pepper it in just a little bit, that's enough. That's just the right amount.
Yeah.
Because once you start bringing everybody in, then it just becomes another Spawn story.
For sure. And we don't want that. We don't want that at all. And I still read it and I like it, but in the last year or two, Todd almost turned Spawn into the X-Men in the sense of there's like everybody and their mother coming back in. And I love Todd, I love Spawn, but most of them with no rhyme or reason. They just showed up. And we do always have a rhyme or reason, like Boots is connected to this even through the premonition of before, like, and he senses the essence of Al inside of her. But if you notice, whenever we bring an old character, there's always a new one with him. So you have Boots and you have Crimson, you have Simon and you have the twins. You're gonna have somebody show up in the next issue who also brings somebody else. So that is the goal. It's always that evolution of what we're doing, and we're like, if we're bringing some connective tissue, it needs to bring the evolution that it is our book and what Jonathan is creating, the new characters.
Incredible.
And then I guess I can spill the beans on the new project. Absolute Shirley.
Hey, Shirley might be the only character that doesn't have an absolute side to her, right?
The thing is,
Sherlee Johnson.
Pre-orders are already up on eBay now. They're selling for issue $150.
Yep.
Now the problem with that is, an absolute is a great book, but it's really bringing Batman to the extreme in all of the characters and everything. Shirley and everything is already so extreme. Just again, the way that page where Crimson is stomping her, it's still kind of, because I see it almost as a movie in my head. It's like, how can we do it even worse if we go absolute per se?
If absolute is taking things to the extreme, I think the Spawn universe has been doing that for a long time. a long time.
For sure.
There's always room to get crazy.
Yeah, absolutely.
There is. I do love the absolute line quite a bit, especially what Scott is doing, because it is fun, and me and Jonathan talk about that. It is part of what we're trying to do too, and it's not like we're copying. We've been doing our stuff, but we do want it always to be kind of balls to the walls crazy and stuff happening, and we kind of then flesh out what's happening as the new craziness is happening. So, I mean, I'm no Scott, and we're trying to do what we can, but it's a pretty fun book.
Yeah. I'm loving it. I'm loving the whole absolute thing, and being a big DC fan all my life, it's kind of cool to see this side of some of those characters. A lot of them are way different, but I'm also like more of a traditionalist. Like, I know who Batman is. Let's not make Batman do things that Batman wouldn't do.
Right.
Absolute universe, go crazy, man. There's an opportunity to see what would Batman do in this situation. But when they take a character that I've grown up with for 30 years and that character doing something that is completely against how they've done it. I don't want to get on my podium here, but I don't like Batman. It's just like, that's not Batman. But this is fun as hell. I love Absolute.
Yeah.
And I do think like a homage cover of an Absolute would be absolutely hilarious right now.
Yeah.
Shirley in the Batman suit. Like,
right.
Yeah.
No. I do agree that Curse would be a great animated series. We talk about that.
Good. Especially like that HBO dark, gritty Spawn. I enjoyed the movie for what it was, but the HBO series I probably watch once a year, twice a year. I just go through all 3 seasons again. I just love it, man.
Well, Jonathan knows this. Again, we talk about this. Like, I see it more almost as a fast-paced, violent 90s anime show, like Ninja Scroll, Akira, that kind of stuff. And it's even funny. I think we told this story already. I don't remember if it was here, but it was this specific issue where and I think it's what makes our collaboration really cool. It's just how far detached me and Jonathan are at what we're pulling from. Because when I wrote this issue, and it is a big battle, in Jonathan will say, every page I was like, and now Shirley's going really fast towards this, and Simon is going even faster, and now Shirley's going even faster, and Jonathan's like, dude, how fast can they go? Like,
that's a lot. What am I drawing? Am I drawing The Flash or Twilight? Like, what's going on here?
And it is like, because that sequence when she gets the necroplasm and everything, initially when I was like just putting some beats down, I did have it as like she would just immediately wake up and jump at high speed and attack him and everything. And Jonathan is the one who slowed down the action and made, like the whole the scale of things, the eye glow, and it's just awesome. And then you guys say that we work well together, and I hope so. We definitely try, because then that's where then we get together again, and John's like, let's do the pacing like this and like that, and then I come back and we readapt everything to make sense. And in my opinion, it's always for the best. But it is fun for me to see how much he ignores What I'm saying is like that's just too much. Like no.
You want to really piss them off. In the Citadel, there's got to be a background of a city, and they're standing in a junkyard of cars.
Of cars.
Well, I know one trick that I can always do to make them happy is just draw something with speed lines.
With a speed line.
It's like, look, I put speed lines in that panel. And it's like, oh yeah.
No,
but we go back and forth pretty much. Like, like layouts. I'll shoot them. Like, what do you think of this? Or is this what you're going for? As far as like, is this what you were thinking as far as like the mood and the tone or whatever?
Mhm.
Or like I'll ask like, what's she like? What is Shirley feeling right now? And then that determines like the facial expressions and stuff like that. Because I don't want to just like draw static characters all the time.
Yeah.
And that might come from just like working with Greg for so long. He does that so well, gives personality to all the actors and everything.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I think that's funny because I still remember us having this discussion. Was like I would write, the Crimson Seraph is looking ominous, or the Crimson Seraph is mad. It's like, dude, he's just eyes. What do you want me to do?
Yeah.
Do that, like the crunchy like eyes.
Right.
Hey,
Right.
What you can do, one of his eyes is like a mood ring. So what it turns it white. If he's mad, it's red. If he's happy, it's I don't know, green.
That's not
he's got like one little eye that.
That could be a cool thing, but then you have to have that, like, then that's a whole different dynamic with your colorist.
Yeah.
Like,
you have to be like this eye. Yeah.
Well, it's not even so much pointing out a specific thing, but like, I don't have any conversations with FCO. So it makes, we were talking about this earlier, because there's some things in storytelling that you can convey just with color alone.
Yeah.
And when you don't have like that branch of your sort of art department, that communication isn't there, then those things get missed. So, but so I just try to do what I can do on my end.
Yeah.
So
it's coming across, guys, man. I like everybody who likes Spawn that I talk to, man. They can't wait for this issue to come.
Yeah. Again, we are trying to make the characters pretty unique and everything. Because we were talking about Crimson and everything. Because you have these unlikely allies per se, and you said like the way that the issue ends, it's pretty much like all of them getting together. But it is funny, and I don't know how much it comes across or not. But Crimson is only going along with them until they get better and stronger, so he can actually fight them at their full power. Because Shirley had been beaten down before. The Stranger, because if you go and look, the awakening with his brother and the battle with his brother, that one flashback, that just happened to him. And then he had the awakening again with Shirley, and he's got his ass beaten. So they weren't nowhere near at full power. And Crimson is just going along until they get better so he can kick their asses, because he just wants to battle. It's just we're trying to get cool dynamics with the characters.
I love it, man.
Yeah, well, they think, but the Stranger and Shirley, they think that they're helping each other, but they actually need each other. They're actually kind of leaning on each other.
Yeah, 100%. Well, because they are similar in the sense of being alone, because if you think about it, every character always has a motivation and everything, and we haven't delved much into it. But, one of the main things that Shirley just doesn't want is to be alone. And the Stranger so far is the only one who didn't want something from her. Because if you think about, everybody wants to help her in their own way for their own designs. Yeah. Even if they're not malevolent, they're not thinking of her first or what she wants. The Stranger is the only one who just said, look, I'll just get you to safety and that's it. Yeah. So she kind of resonates with that.
Yeah. Everyone else has a motive behind their support for her, right? Heaven or hell or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do like in the on the spawning grounds page for the for the creators notes that you did call it No Home Here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. This book, it will always be No Home Here to me.
Well, again, when the trade comes out, because this is the name of the arc is No Home Here, you know, and it's the next one. And which, speaking of, I mean, this is not solicited or anything, but we'll say, you know, hopefully the arc should be the trade should be out before New York, which is pretty exciting.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully on the cover of the trade, they put the skull with the sword in the top and just say No Home Here. And that's it.
It is not that one, but that one should be inside.
It should in there somewhere. I love that image, the one that John, you know, when you guys threw out when you were
the promo.
Yeah, I love it, man.
So
guys, go ahead.
I'm sorry, I just wanted to ask. So I know that this book was, you know, delayed just a little bit because of the printing schedule. So we just got this one here in February, so we should receive the next one in April. Is when it should be out.
Yes, April 20th, if I'm not mistaken. It's the date that's on Lunar. It is all on track.
April 20th. Okay, so that's 2 days after my birthday. Get it to come out on the 18th, and it'll be for my birthday.
Let me write a memo to Tom.
Right? Yeah. I have to change the entire schedule. I need that book on the 18th.
Yeah.
I'm not 100, but it is around the 20th, and again, we were kind of just like kind of rescheduling everything, and it's back coming out, you know, just regularly.
Yeah.
And will the trade have 6 issues or 5?
So it has 5 issues, but it's 6 issues worth of pages.
Right.
Because the first one,
the first one's a double. That's right.
So it ends with issue 5, which is the end of the arc, and it ends. The next one, you'll already know quite a few things of what's coming, which is pretty exciting. Again, I always want to just spoil stuff because there's just so much cool stuff coming.
I think we posted the first page of
we did Simon Spawn with Aben and walking. So that's a cool. I'll spoil something more because like one of the really cool things, and that's starting in the next arc, and I'm dying even for you know, Jonathan to really explore all of that, because like I said, they're going to split into different factions, into different groups, all trying to do something in this after this kind of thing with the triarchs and everything, and we'll be exploring the Purgatory, and Vox is going to do a raid on Purgatory, which is pretty exciting.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah. So I'll have to figure out what Purgatory looks like.
Yeah, it sounds like you'll have to, Jonathan.
I know you're gonna Jonathan, I know you're not gonna have any trouble getting Purgatory on the page, and we can understand.
I sure, Daniel, you have some ideas, right, Daniel?
Oh yes, 100%. Because the last time Purgatory appeared, very fleshed out, that I remember, was the last issue of Curse of the Spawn. So,
wow.
Curse of the Spawn, I have not read that series. I have not gone to that one.
Yeah, and from what I understand, most of Curse of the Spawn is not even 100% canon. Some of the stuff that happens, but again, reading all of this stuff, I do take little bits from here and there, and they're also going there with a specific purpose, and I think it's going to be pretty fun.
Yeah. Curse of Spawn was the first thing I ever worked on in comics.
Oh, really?
Was it?
Was that?
Yeah, that's where I started assisting Chance Wolf.
So you were doing the inking on, like, were you on issue 1, or when did you
I forget what I don't remember what issue I started.
I have them,
but it was over Dwayne Turner. I can't remember.
Dwayne Turner, then from issue
Clayton Crane.
Yeah,
but Chance was already. I think it was. I don't remember what issue. How many issues did that go to? Do you remember?
20, either 27 or 29, something like that. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Most of those old series, they cut off around like 28, 29. So probably 29.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I worked on that with Chance over Dwayne Turner, and then Clayton Crane came on towards the end, like when Dwayne went to spawn the undead. And then that's where me and Clayton Crane started working together, and then we stayed together for a while after that.
Yeah.
But were you even when you were with Chance, like, helping out, are you even credited in the book as an inker?
Some of them, yeah. And yeah, I was credited in some of them.
Well, then I don't have to find the first one where
I was assisting Chance at the time, and that's I was assisting Chance, and some of the pages, because this is inks over pencils, so some of the pages even have me and Todd inking the pages, which is kind of crazy. Yeah. Yep.
Well,
I used to have to mimic Todd's inking style and stuff like that.
I'll have to find the first issue that you did and bring it to C2E2 and have you sign it for me.
Yeah, I'll have to figure it out which one it was.
And again, as somebody who reads a lot of Spawn and likes a lot of Spawn, you would think it would be really cool to work with somebody who inked so many of those issues. So he probably should remember and be able to talk about all of that. He does not at all.
So happens when we work on too much stuff. I don't remember anything. Inks over pencils is the best. Yes, it is.
Yeah, agree. Well, I want to be super respectful, Daniel. I think we're at 12:30 in the morning for you. If I'm not
11:30. 11:30.
Okay. We're getting pretty
He'll
late.
be up until 2 a.m.
I will. Very likely, once we jump off of here, I'm just going to get on the phone with Jonathan, and he's going to be working on the phone.
He's like, hey, what are you doing? Nothing. What are you doing?
Right.
But I truly appreciate it, man. Making yourselves available when these issues come out. It's one of my favorite series in all of comic books. Definitely my favorite Spawn series. It's been so fun. The art is just next level, Jonathan. And then Daniel,
thank you.
Your ability to draw from the history of Spawn. I mean, I told Thomas Heath, I said, man, all those things that you worked on, you're like an encyclopedia. He goes, I'm pretty good, but you know who's better? Daniel. Sometimes I think I told you this the last time you were on. He goes, sometimes I have to reach out to him because I can't remember.
Yeah.
So I think, again, as a Spawn fan who's read Spawn for a long time, another reason why we all love this is because there is callbacks to things that have happened in the past. And I don't know, man. You guys are an amazing team, man.
Yeah, I appreciate that because I will say, as somebody who really likes it, I think without trying, because I know Jonathan and he's not trying to be nostalgic or anything, but I think just the way that his mind works, it does have that same feeling as a lot of the early Spawn, 100%. Which I think it's really cool. And it might also come with the fact that we do want to also provide a spectacle. Like the next issue, it has so many splash pages and double spreads. It's going to reach a point that we won't have sequential pages anymore. It's all splash pages.
The whole book will just fold out like that, like an accordion. Just all one image.
It's just going to be like a CVS or a giant poster.
I mean, it's just exciting. I mean, like, because again, we know what we like to see and read. Why not do it ourselves if it's what we like?
Exactly.
I think too, like, we've worked. Daniel could testify to this, is like, not throwing shade, but like we've worked on enough stuff as inkers.
Yeah.
I've been on some books where I'm like, all right, this is 5 pages of somebody talking on a couch. How is this interesting to anybody? Because I know why I picked up comics when I started first reading comics was for all the crazy cool shit that humans can't really do. So I don't need to see the dude talking to the cat on the couch. Like, let's
just
not
to answer
do
your
that.
question as a fan, not very many people like that. Just so you know.
Okay, well, it's good. It's and we just want to. It sounds like so cliche or easy to say. We just want to have fun, but that's all we ever said. We just wanted to have fun doing shit. So it's not always fun because sometimes it's just so hard. Yeah. So, but then in the end, we hope that everything comes out where you guys are enjoying it. And most of the times, I'm just torturing myself because I'm desperate to just get better each issue. So, I put myself through my own hell. So,
and Jonathan knows whenever we finish an issue, I'm always like, oh, I don't think I've given enough information. There's nothing here. It's just, your nice drawings. It's just splash page. Nobody's going to love this because there's nothing happening. So it's a fun process.
I don't know. I think as long as we keep doubting ourselves, maybe we stay humble and we just keep reaching. And, a bit of not always being sure of what you're doing kind of keeps you searching. So it's not a bad thing, Not
a bad thing at all, guys.
Figure it out.
One of the things that makes this book so great is you guys did the fact that you guys care so deeply about it, and it's such a passion project, it definitely comes out in the story, and we can tell it as a reader that makes it a whole lot more enjoyable. That it's not something you guys just whipped out, to make a quick buck.
Yeah.
It's definitely a great book, and we just went through it a third time, and I picked up on something that I missed the first time. So
yeah,
definitely a lot in there. Great story.
Yeah, I mean, I just wish I was faster. I wish I was faster, and our kids were older.
You're a little less honest, right?
So yeah, it's just a little hard when you get little kids and the whole family thing.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I wish I was faster, but
we'll take it.
Get there.
We'll take it every 2 months.
We'll take what we can get.
We'll take it.
I try to at least give quality.
You are definitely you're hitting the mark. You're not slacking in that department whatsoever.
Appreciate it.
Right on, guys. Well, thank you, man. I really appreciate you both. It sounds like issue 5 will be out in April 20th, somewhere around there. So, guys, if you don't have this on your pull list, man, get this thing on your pull list.
Definitely. Go get it.
If you like a comic, put it on your pull list. You're already going every Wednesday. Put it on. It helps everybody, man. But yeah, this title has been incredible, and I always look forward to it. And yeah. So if you're okay, man, I'll reach out to you a week or two after 5, and I would love to have you both back, especially ending that arc and being able to. It's gonna be amazing.
You guys are gonna like this next one. Yeah. It's coming out really cool so far. So
I'm already curious to see if people even pick up on the last page.
Ooh. The last page of this issue?
Of the one you're on? Yeah.
Now I have to analyze these books even closer.
Yeah.
We'll try to put some more stuff in there, like little Easter eggs and shit.
Okay. Even though again, this one is pretty straightforward per se, divided in the sequence that's happening. Like you have the Simon bit, the Shirley bit, the Vox bit. Then all of the setup for what's coming. And because, like I said, this is the introductory arc. We were only getting to know them and see them survive until there. Now the real development starts.
I love it, man. All right, everyone in the chat, thanks for hanging out, man. You guys are always amazing. We appreciate you, your love, and everything that you bring. And of course, Daniel, Jonathan, thank you. Mark, you're always my buddy when it comes to these kind of things, man.
I love it.
I appreciate you. Take it easy, everyone. Thanks for hanging out with us. Appreciate it.
Bye.
Thanks for your patience.
You're still here? It's over. Go home. Go.